know that the crack epidemic that hit the black communities in the 80s and 90s is possibly just another experiment that they did on black people? Stick around to see how melanin is involved with the biggest research done on black people that you don't know about. So here's a research article that was conducted in 1993 called The Interaction Between Chemicals and Melanin. Now I need you to pay very close attention to what I'm about to show you in this research article. The accumulation of certain chemicals and pigmented tissues due to melanin affinity is possibly the most pronounced retention mechanism of the body. So this word affinity just means the attraction that melanin has to other chemicals that makes it want to bind to it. For example, these two chemicals are found in marked concentrations in the melanin of the eye 1 year after a single injection in pigmented animals. It is now well established that a large number of substances are bound to melanin. Now, throughout this research article, I want you to pay very close attention to the references. So we all know that when a research article references another piece of information from another research article, they have to give credit to that author. For example, this scientist did research on this information in 1973 that this research article is referencing. Pay attention to the dates. So what information have we gathered so far? We know that the crack epidemic hit the black communities really hard in the 80s and the 90s, correct? And we now know that they have been conducting experiments on melanin's binding affinity to other drugs as early as 1962. So this scientist right here, Potts, in 1962 was the first to demonstrate that drugs bind to melanin. Now here's some fairly good news. Melanin actually does this as a protective mechanism. The melanin would protect these tissues by keeping potentially harmful substances bound and slowly releasing the agents in low, non-toxic concentrations. Here's another one for you guys. Competitive binding between cocaine and various drugs to synthetic levodopa melanin. And when do you think this research article was written? 1977. So before they sprinkled crack into the black communities in the 80s and 90s, they already knew of the effects that it would have on our people. They knew that our melanin would try to protect us and absorb the drugs, which would take longer for us to get high, leading to higher dosages. They knew that we would stay higher for longer because the melanin releases the drugs slowly. And they also knew that this was the perfect concoction for addiction and destroying the black community. Yes, we were a part of a larger experiment that we didn't know about,